Not having a TV license is a criminal offence. Our computer has the address of everyone in the country, so it's only a matter of time before we catch up with you.
This is Echo Truths for ICR. And today I want to talk about the fantastic BBC TV licence, which is something that I haven't owned for a very long time. I haven't had terrestrial TV for a very long time. So most of us in England do own a TV licence. Whether you already pay for Sky TV, whether you already pay for Virgin, whether you already pay for your internet, you're paying for your Netflix, just to own a TV that is hooked up to some kind of cable, some kind of aerial, you have to pay the TV licensing fee, the BBC TV licensing fee. If you do have those channels, the terrestrial channels, and you feel like therefore you do watch EastEnders or whatever, and you feel like you should be paying the BBC TV license, that's fine, but I would have to ask why. I really would. EastEnders is not worth it. The news is lies. So I'm just going to show you a few clips that can explain it better than I ever could, and then also a few of my favourite clips of members of the public dealing with TV licence enforcers.
If you pay your TV licence, where do you think the TV licence goes? Where does the money go? It doesn't go back into the local community. It goes to keep the bosses in their rich lifestyle that they've come accustomed to.
I was working for BBC Telly for a while. Yeah. I never opened my fee envelope for about 3 months. I lived entirely off the expenses. In fact, I had money sticking out of every pocket. I didn't know what to do with it.
Yes, that does not surprise me, Mike.
I was threatened by the head of the department that if I didn't up my expenses claim, that I would be removed forthwith.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's
you're
the truth. If your expenses are remarkably low, young man, I said, yeah, well, I haven't any. He said, well, make some up. He said, what are you trying to do? Kill it for the rest of us?
They send me letters saying, the occupier, we have not heard from you for some time regarding your TV licence. So I just rip them up and put them in the bin. You don't have to let these parasites into your house. Just tell them you haven't got a television and don't let them into your house.
His face was on TVs across Britain for decades, but now that eccentric, jokey figure from years past suddenly seems more sinister. Sir Jimmy Savile, disc jockey, TV personality, fundraiser, and now alleged to have been a predatory child abuser with more than 200 victims, according to the police.
The BBC has spent £28 million of taxpayers' money, of licence fee payers' money, on gagging people. What? £28 million was paid out to over 500 people to sign special gagging orders. What could the BBC possibly have to hide?
The alleged victims have accused the organisations he worked for of complicity in the horrific crimes. They include the BBC, a shattering revelation made worse by suggestions of a cover-up after a BBC expose on the affair was axed. Top BBC bosses failed to explain a decision to drop an earlier special news report on Savile.
So what are you going to do, people? You're just going to keep feeding this? You're just going to keep paying your telly licence? You're still going to enter their competitions? Do you know what I mean? Because you know what they're doing. They're just noncing the children. That's all they're doing. They're noncing children with your money because you're giving them the funds to do the job.
Rule 1. Never give them your name or any other personal details. Never let them into your home, and never admit to anything. Rule 2. Provide them with an official notice that you are revoking their implied right of access to your property. Also, provide them with a schedule of your fees. Rule 3. Always make sure you film them right from the outset. This will prevent them from trying to intimidate, and it usually scares them away. Make no mistake, these scumbags do not like being filmed.
And I'll see you again, alright?
Alright, and I have got one, but
probably in that cupboard over there.
That's smashing, thank you.
All right, well, it should be on file anyway.
Don't you dare do that to me, I'll smack you in the mouth, you little git.
Data protection, mate. It's illegal what you do.
No, it isn't, I'm on my property. You dare.
Come on, if you walk out, mate.
You're what? You're what?
You don't mind if I film you, do you? No, wait a minute, you've come to my door, you've shown me TV licence identification. Why does a video scare you all of a sudden?
What's that, right?
I've got a new payment card for you.
For what?
TV licensing.
We don't have TV.
Can I just come in and confirm that with you?
No, you ain't coming in my house.
Okay.
I don't have nothing to do with your paedophile ring, mate. I don't have anything to do with it.
Might be what, sir? Yes, if you're...
This guy is brilliant. Sorry, he's so funny, so British. I love this guy.
From where? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And what do you want?
I'm not here to argue with you.
You're damn right you're not. Now, can you tell us who you are and what you want? Come on, while we're under the camera, let's hear it. Do you have anything to say? Because this will be on YouTube this evening. Yes, good evening to you, sir.
Follow him.
YouTube.
Just make sure that you put down that the implied right of access has been revoked. All right? Have a nice day.
The clip I'm going to leave you with is actually the guy, Tony Rook, who went to court about his TV licence and used their absolute bullshit about 9/11 as the reason. So I'm just going to leave you with a clip of that. Thank you for listening.
Do you agree? So, the judge did look at the evidence.
I said, look, I'm not paying your licence under Section 15, Article 3 of the Terrorism Act. And they went through the procedure. I got the court summons, went to court. They asked me if I was guilty. I said, no, I'm not guilty of having an appropriate licence because the licence isn't appropriate because I'll be funding terrorism because I know the BBC's covered up the true events of the day. And eventually we arrive here today, and the result has been, I have to say, a fair judge in my opinion, that I have not been convicted. I have no fine, court costs £200, which you guys have very generously donated to, and I have to behave myself and get a TV licence, of course, which I'll be running down the post office tomorrow to buy. But hopefully we've set a little precedent here where we might encourage people to go and do the same thing and you know, go to their police, tell them about today, give them the evidence. West Sussex Police have said they're investigating it, which they're obliged to do because the BBC had prior knowledge of a terrorist event, which under, I think it's Section 38 of the Terrorism Act, they should have reported, which they didn't, and they've since given us this impossible flannel about World Trade Center 7 collapsing due to an office fire, which even in the NIST report says fell at free fall speed for 8 floors in 2.5 seconds. Now that is absolutely impossible without a controlled demolition being involved. Absolutely impossible. There's no arguments around it. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise because they're saying Isaac Newton is wrong.